This is Pranav Guha Thakurta from EduTV. Today we have with us Mr. Sri Walsan Murugan. He's the principal CEO of our own English High School. And we have Mr. Sumit Jindal. He's the principal of Delhi Public School, Jeend, Haryana. We have Madam Shafaq Afsan. She's the vice principal of Delhi Public School, Srinagar. Great.
What's in your name?
Yes. And it is written, what's the name? Under that, there is a dash and it is written Shakespeare.
Oh my goodness. Who has written that?
Shakespeare only said that, no? What's in a name?
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
A rose by any other name smells as sweet.
Yes. So, sir, I will just introduce my host. Her name is Ms. Gurpreet Kaur. She is an international education counselor. She has worked in IB schools and various international schools in India and Europe. Welcome, ma'am. Please come here. John.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to EduTV.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm Gurpreet. I'm the education psychologist. So today we will be discussing about the different issues that the students are facing right now because of the uncertainty of 2021. And we have people from different cities. So I know this is going to be a really interesting session. Are we all excited for the discussions?
Yes, why not?
Yep. It's always good to hear perspectives. Yeah.
So you know that this year it has been so much of confusions that, the students felt that school is going to get open, but it could not open because of the several reasons. And we don't know when the school is going to reopen in 2021 as well. So how the students of grade 12 who will be passing out in 2021, they should prepare themselves for the future employees. What are the different skills they should incorporate in themselves that would help them to get better jobs or get into better universities, or what kind of courses they should look into it? So let's discuss on this major topic, which is very important for us students. Over to you, the jury today.
Well, should I start?
Yes, ma'am, you can, please.
As we are all aware of this pandemic across the world, the thought process has given a big shift, a paradigm shift, be it for the teachers or the students. But one thing good about is that students, as they are tech savvy more than anybody else, so they have taken it in a better stride than teachers.
Right.
They are prepared for the future with this virtual thing ongoing. And they are knowing that it might be opening or it might not, but they are aware of the fact that they have to be ready for whatsoever has to come across. That positivity is really helping them to go further.
Yes, Mr. Srivalsan.
If I have to go next, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for this opportunity to discuss topics on mutual relevance and mutual interest. I consider in our part of the world, I've been living in the Middle East for the past 20 odd years. And as you know, the Middle East in general and the United Arab Emirates in particular has been streets ahead in terms of delivering the same mode of education as we are doing now. So to a great extent, see, I'm only talking from my contextual experience, which would be vastly different in many parts of the world. Okay, I'll come to that a little later. So in this part of the world, we have been talking about having classes virtually, having classes and programs virtually, etc., etc. But definitely, the pandemic struck us in the second week of March. Okay, and that was a time when our regulators decided to close schools. And we had just 2 weeks to shift to online learning. Okay, we had our own moments of anxiety. Okay, but I can tell you for sure, our teachers and our parents, in my case, the parent company that I represent, GEMS, we're all absolutely in it together. And we were completely overwhelmed by the way we could shift over to the virtual platform. Now, as my colleague from Srinagar said, you're having 2 types of people in the world now. You have the digital immigrants and you have the digital natives. Students in general, youngsters and students are digital natives. So they have an edge over everybody else. Okay, so if you ask me, they loved it. Okay, so initially uncertainty from the adults, but absolutely scaffolded by the absolute certainty from the youngsters, we've moved on. Right now, this is April, May, June, then July and August, we had our holidays. Now September is over, October is over. All right, what are we talking about? At this point in time in my school, we have what's called as a blended learning approach. Okay, which means parents have been given the choice to send their children to the physical classrooms or to learn virtually. It is with them. The regulators have given them the choice. So we have some students coming here, all right? And our teachers, all our teachers are here on campus, teaching students in the classroom, at the same time broadcasting that to students elsewhere in the United Arab Emirates and in India, as well as in Pakistan. Right? So it's a brilliant thing that's happening at this point in time. And contextually, I should not be, my word should not be taken out of context. Contextually, this is possibly the future. So everyone is talking about the new normal. I can promise you, we will never ever go back to February 2020. Nowhere in the world will that happen. The new normal is blended learning. Okay, we discovered many things. For instance, I was asking, why is it that I didn't have my open house virtually? Today, as I'm speaking with you, my open house is happening at the convenience of the parents. Parents drop in. My open house attendance have gone up significantly. Today, I have about 70 to 80% of parents attending open house. Otherwise, it would be less than 40%. Okay, I've done invest teacher ceremony virtually. I'm getting guest speakers from across the world to speak to our children. So we have discovered a new world of infinite possibilities, talking from a very positive angle. I will, of course, come back if I'm asked to talk about the negatives, okay, and things which we can work on later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Sumit Jindal, can you share your views on the same?
It was actually wonderful to hear both the learned and esteemed guests, Ma'am Hassan and Sir Murugan, about how they have experienced this.
Just call me Sri Valsan. Just call me Sri.
Okay, okay,
no
sir.
Need
okay.
for a title. Thank you.
I would relate something like you may have that privilege, not doubting, but yes, when we look about India, so interiors, they had the connectivity issue also. Very well said that the tech savvy people, the youngsters, they are the natives. Actually, we are the immigrants. We had taken up this one. But then kudos to the teaching fraternity. not even that fortnight, they were thrown up that challenge and they grabbed it. When I say they grabbed it, I mean, there were people who are in their old ages and still they were ready to jump into this tech savvy era. And I think most of them have actually taken up the responsibility very well. Yes, sitting at home, students right now, I have a different point when I mention over here. Probably when I say they are confused, they're worried, they're not. They're actually missing out their friend circle. Emotionally, yes, I would say emotionally they are down. They cannot give that hug, they cannot come up. That thing is missing, that fun is missing. But as sir has already mentioned, this is here to stay. Were we not taking up the different courses from Cambridge? We ourselves would have done different courses from Cambridge, from Yale, from different other universities sitting here in India. So it is actually the new normal when we say new normal, and yes, I would agree. Who knows that it is here to stay. The blended learning will become actually a part of our new teaching. This entire year, when we say now, after these 7-8 months, people are not ready that ways to come up to the school. They say that online teaching is going too fine. And if we are getting enough of time, when we discuss this in context of our class 12th children, I think children were always complaining that they don't get time. They used to have quite many offs, but I think now sitting at home, they're getting more of the time. It is all about that counseling part, which we need to inculcate in them. Make a proper timetable, plan your studies, and leave the worries aside. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Sorry for the disconnection. The connection was lost from my side. Sorry for that. So I would like to know that what can be the different skills which students can develop in this time and utilize this time for the same. How the teachers and the school management can help the students who will be appearing for their entrance exam or who will be joining the universities the next year.
You want to go on this?
May
Yes.
I?
Yeah, anyone can speak on this, whosoever wants to.
In relevance to the admissions and the courses offered by the various universities, we at our place in DPS Srinagar are updating our children what are the possibilities they can avail and what are the new courses which have come within these few years in relevance to the new technologies, wherein artificial intelligence is there, cyber science is there, robotics is there, culinary sciences are there. So we are trying to counsel our children that these are the courses which they should look and pursue in relevance to make them their future secure, because these are the ones which are going to stay for some time now because they have erupted within these few years. And looking at the time today, when everything is technologically very much up, so keeping that in mind, we have to prepare our children for tomorrow, wherein they have their future secured, and whatever skills they learn, they attain a good job and a good place in any of the sectors available. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't want to venture into a broader area of careers yet. Okay. I've been reading upon this, and there are a lot of career gurus who are talking about the future will belong to data scientists. Future will belong to artificial intelligence. The future will belong to a digital world. The future will belong to technology related aspects. The future will belong to cyber security people, etc., etc., etc. Okay, but in a school setting, my focus is not to advise guys to look at careers. We will look at skills. Okay, what are the skill sets that are required? Okay, and in the changed scenario, it's not that we are reinventing the wheel. No, we're not reinventing the wheel. This has always been there. The skills that I'm going to be talking about has always been there. But the most important thing is it has come into focus. Okay, so the first thing I tell my kids is commit yourself to a lifelong learning process. Okay, it is not like, yeah, I finished school, I finished my degree, and that's the end of it. Absolutely, it's not going to work, because you need to continuously reskill and upskill if you need to stay relevant. Okay, I've read a report which says that in his career, the class of 2025, students who are going to pass out in 2025, they will enter the world of work hopefully by 2032. Those guys in their span of productive years will change 5 careers. We're talking about changing 5 jobs. Okay, I moved 5 schools, correct? But I was a teacher, became a housemaster, became head of section, became deputy head, became principal and CEO. Okay, but it's all in the same area. What we are told is students who are graduating in the year 2032, if not before, will change 5 careers. Now, to change 5 careers, you will need to commit yourself to a lifelong learning process. The skills that we are talking about is, are you adaptable? Do you have flexibility, or are you rigid? If you're rigid, you're going to be another dinosaur. 100%. You will be a dinosaur in the streets of New York. You belong to the museum. Okay. Are you tech savvy? No question about it. Whether you're in remote Andamans or whether in the most cosmopolitan New York, most of these guys are tech savvy. There's this brilliant book and based on an experiment in Delhi. It is called Hole in the Wall Experiment. Okay, where the squatter population, where the slum dwellers, children, were given the opportunity to experiment with computers. It took them less than 24 hours to understand that and master it. Okay, so they are tech savvy. Creativity and innovation is going to play a key role. So let us start that process of inducting creativity and innovation, which means our own pedagogical practices should undergo a massive change. If we continue to teach the same way as we are teaching now, or as we were taught when we were in school, definite recipe for disaster. Let us innovate our teaching. Let us bring out those things in our kids. Okay, do they have critical thinking skills? We need to move away from a system when a student is asking questions. Okay, the standard answer normally in my time when I was a student was, don't be smart. Don't think you're smart, which means a teacher doesn't have an answer. So you're effectively stopping the questioning process. Don't ever do that. Let the critical thing, let the why question keep coming up with children. Let's encourage the why, the what, how, where, when, etc., are mundane questions. The why question needs to be answered, and that triggers creativity. Of course, leadership is critical. I'm sure all of us talk about it, but give opportunities for students to grab leadership positions, to become a leader. You don't need to be having a position to be a leader. You just need to have passion. And make sure you have emotional resilience with our children. For children to have emotional resilience, let us demonstrate emotional resilience. It all starts with the adults. I think if we focus on these skills, our kids will not go wrong. Everything else will fall into place.
I completely agree with you, sir. And I would also like to add few more skills to it, this, like reflective. Student needs to be reflective of what they are doing. Open-minded, which is very much important for today's scenario. Then risk takers, caring, being principled. I think these are the skills if we all educationists focus on building on our students, the future is going to be really different.
Yeah.
And you very well
Not
mentioned
big.
about the emotional disturbance the students are going through. So working on their emotional intelligence is also our work. I would say it should be a priority at this point of time.
Very rightly said. That is something which is missing and which is much needed we to incorporate amongst our children.
So true, ma'am. Mr. Jindal wanted to speak something. Yes, sir, please.
See, much has already been spoken about the skills. And during my initial discussion, I have already mentioned that we are looking towards in our perspective. But yes, the point which you discussed, ma'am, just now, that emotional intelligence would play a bigger role. Whomsoever we meet, when you talk to the child, he's emotionally down. And fortunately, unfortunately, that area is not being touched upon. Right now, when we say that probably children want to come to school, they don't want to come to school, parents are not sending, we are not opening up, or we are partially opening up, we need to reflect upon this idea that yes, children are missing out their peers. Whom would they discuss with? There are many things which they can't discuss with the teachers, nor with the parents. It was that friend circle whom they wanted to zeal, mix up, give an eye ear to, but that's missing. So very well said that emotional intelligence would definitely play an important role besides the careers which you have already mentioned. But I would again mention, yes, skills are important. Whatever skills, the skills have to be developed for lifetime. It will not be that, yes, I was good in one of the careers and I chose this career. As sir mentioned, the class of 2025 will end up changing 7 careers or 5 careers by 2032. Then there should be a backup plan as well. And that backup plan, as ma'am mentioned, could be robotics, could be.
We lost you, Mr. Sumit.
Yeah, you are on mute.
So sorry.
It's okay.
Looking at the structure, again, I'm talking about Indian context. If I talk about the employment rate in India, it is at the rock bottom. The analyst says around 12 crore people have lost their jobs. There were already around 3 to 4 crore people who were jobless before COVID-19 happening. That's a big chunk, big number. But post-COVID, if you see, then things would, if we talk about the positive aspect of it, we think that yes, things would improve and definitely they would improve. Very soon they will improve. But in that case, people which we missed out, there are two more areas. One, education technology. As we have been mentioning for the last half an hour, that it is becoming a new normal. So there would be much scope in education technology. And second, post-COVID, yes, everybody will be more focused towards healthcare. So I think doctors, scientists, what have we seen? Somewhere down the line, people are thinking that even after being so well to do with all the technology, neither the US nor the China, Russia, and we Indians have not been able to come up with a good alternative to that medicine. So I think people will focus more towards their health part, and that healthcare will become a better career, a much sought after career. So it may be scientist, it may be a doctor, I would say pharmacist. That can be a new area which children should ponder upon. They can definitely look towards a different career instead of going routine type, stereotype, the medicine, the engineering, what is quite normal one. Over to you, ma'am.
I completely agree with you, and I would like to add the mental health practitioners also in this, in the
Yes.
health sector. They have also played an important role. Mr. Shivalsan sir wanted to say something. Yes, sir.
I just want to compliment what Mr. Sumit has been talking about. Okay, we've been talking about mental health and emotional well-being and stuff like that. Okay, maybe what I'll tell you what we are doing here in this part of the world. It's just not my school, it's not my group, but the entire regulators focused on this. Apart from teaching and learning through the distance learning education platform, there's a huge chunk which emphasizes on well-being. Okay, I don't know if you guys are aware that we are being evaluated and held responsible for our delivery to our clients. Okay, by my own group, GEMS, we are the largest private education providers in the world. Okay, and number two, by our regulators, completely focused on well-being. So in our school, we have a well-being committee. Okay, headed by one of the senior leaders in my school. Okay, and we have a team that includes supervisors and students. Okay, we are now, for instance, you know, how do you track attendance? Okay, on a distance learning platform, you are looking at attendance, and if there's one boy that's missing, you need to go after him because he's supposed to be at home, but he's still not there. He's not there on your screen. What happened to him? Okay, and in this new scenario, there could be a lot of things that could be going wrong. So we need to be in touch with the student and the parent. Okay, so you play and then give what is called as emotional cushioning, right? Our team, that way, I'm so happy my colleagues have really risen to the occasion. We had 2 months of summer break. Okay, through the summer break, none of us traveled. You know what we did? Every week once, the class teacher met with the group, not to teach, no academics, just to say, hey, how are you guys? What are you guys doing? How is the summer? Right? So that the boy knows, we are a boys' school, that's why I'm saying boy. The boy knows from kindergarten to grade 12, there is someone who's asking, someone who's got an eye on you. Okay, and that has really helped us in tracking our children. Okay, and I think every school owes it to their students, okay, to track their well-being. See, if they are not doing well, don't expect them to do well academically. And there are a host of factors that will work on this emotional well-being thing. We may not have all the answers. Okay, for instance, you may have a boy who's suffering in silence because the father or the mother lost his or her job. Okay, we need to be there. There is a responsibility, there's a call for us to be there. Easier said than done. But we must give it our best shot. If we mean no child is left behind, we must act on it. Otherwise, it's just lip service. Well-being is critical, will continue to, but always well-being has been there at the forefront of every good educational's thinking. Only thing is it has come into focus now. Thank you.
That's so true, sir. Anyone
Ma'am,
would like to add something to this?
I would like to share something. I fully agree with Sir, because this is something which I personally also felt that well-being was missing. So we together started just saying hello to the children and just talking to them.
That's
and
all
letting
that's
them
required. Yes, yes.
And that created such a huge difference in their life. And that feeling of happiness on the face of my child was a delight to watch, was really a delight to watch. Wherein there was nothing taught, just given a chance for a child to give vent to his emotions, wherein a child would speak about the well-being, about how he is feeling. That thought really made a difference in the child's well-being. I fully agree with you, sir. That's something which we as educationists must look into. Apart from inculcating academics and rest of the thing, this is something which we have to continue with always and should continue as time processes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would like to know if you want to give any message to the students or to the teachers or to the management, one line or one message for this educationist.
Shall I start with?
Yes, sure, sir.
One, before this, mentioning this, I would like to quote that one thing which I did personally as this emotional intelligence we were talking about. In the evening, at random, I'm giving call to 4 to 5 parents, talking to the children along with the family. So it gives a personal touch to them.
Fantastic.
So what happens is, okay, in between the class, they may not be able to come up with whatever the problems they are facing. But yes, when we get together along with the family, they'll share the problems they are facing or their needs, which has actually helped me in improving their performance. Even the class attendance has improved. The bonding between the teacher, the school, the child, the parent, it has come up many folds. So I would suggest that people actually, they can also take in turns and start talking to 1, 2, 3, 4 kids, which may bring out that difference. Ma'am, my simple message to the kids, stay positive, don't be worried. Parents should play the role of a friend, a mentor, a guide. Teachers, be the counselor, be the friend. We have already seen things improving, and very soon we'll come back with a better positivity around us. The world will be a much better place to live in. Thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes. Who next want to give the message?
Would you like to go, ma'am?
I would like to give message to my children that life is full of surprises. Stay positive and we'll overcome this time with bright colors and good things to happen. And I take this opportunity to show my gratitude towards all the teachers in the world because they have come up with beautiful surprises and they have really, really done a wonderful job from where we started in the virtual sense and what we have reached. Every day, it's a new learning and it's a new surprise from our teachers. Thank you, teachers, for being such wonderful, for doing such wonderful job. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Hold on.
Right. My turn. Someone said the best teacher award for this year will go to COVID-19 because it taught us many things.
Very rightly said.
Okay. As human beings, we stay humbled now. We were arrogant, but I think we have learned our lesson. We have become humble. The message that I'd like to give everyone, including myself, is this too shall pass. This will not stay on forever. This too shall pass. And the second message that I would like to give is the best is yet to come. Hang in there. Right? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to everyone. I would like to use this platform to thank each and every teacher of all your school who is doing the great job handling each and everything, taking all the responsibilities of the young children, the adult who will be the adults soon, and they are doing a great role. Thank you so much for being a part of EduTV today.
There I go. Good evening or good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sri Valsan Murugan, Principal and CEO of our own English High School, Sharjah Boys Branch. Keep watching EduTV.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Shobha Kapchan from DPS Srinagar, talking for EduTV. All the best.
Everyone, this is Sumit Jindal from DPS Jeend, Haryana. Kudos to EduTV and keep watching EduTV. Thank you.